Hi everyone, and thank you so much for watching my channel The Witty Turtle. In this particular video we are going to revise section 43 clause 1 where it is mentioned that how to calculate actual cost and what are the things which are to be included while calculating actual cost, and what are the things which you're supposed to reduce from the actual cost, right? So the first thing is that what is the meaning of actual cost? So actual cost means your actual cost in which you purchased the asset and you acquired the asset, which is reduced by that portion of the cost which is directly or indirectly met by any other person or any other authority, right? For example, ये मेरा एसेट है, राइट? तो ये एसेट मैंने खरीदा सपोज 20,000 में, बट फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई परचेज दिस अलॉन्ग विथ माई फादर, right? So he is the joint owner of this particular cost, of this particular asset, right? And he paid 10,000 for this and I paid 10,000 for this. So इसका जो actual cost हो जाएगा, that will be 20,000, which is the actual cost of the asset, reduced by the amount which is met by the other person. Here the other person is my father, so the that amount is your 10,000. 20,000 reduced by 10,000 equals to 10,000 only, right? The next example can be, for example, I purchased this particular asset, um, and I received a grant from government, for 50% of its total cost. Right. So again, that grant amount will also be reduced. Why? Because again, it is met by someone else, directly or indirectly. It is met by someone else. Right. So your actual cost means the actual cost of the asset to the SSC, that is me in this case. Actual cost to the SSC reduced by that portion of the cost which is met by someone else, directly or indirectly, either by some person or by any authority, right? Okay, so the next point is a proviso to section 43 clause 1, which you must have studied in your intermediate. It says that any expenditure incurred for acquisition of a particular asset or a part thereof, right? If I am making any expenditure to acquire this asset or even a part of this, then if I am making a certain amount of payment to a particular person, to one person, okay, one person in a single day, then it should not exceed 10,000 rupees. It should not exceed 10,000 rupees. But यहाँ पर what is the exception? But if you are making any account, making the payment through any account pay check or account pay bank draft or ECS, that is your electronic clearing system, right? Then in that case, more than 10,000 of payment is okay. But if you are doing any cash transaction, then if you are making it for more than 10,000 rupees, then that will not be allowed under this section, right? सो क्या बोल रहे हैं यहाँ पे कि आपको नगद कैश का ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं करना है, आपको हार्ड कैश नहीं पे करना है. अगर आप कोई भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक तरीके से, इफ़ यू आर ट्रांसफरिंग द मनी टू अ पर्टिकुलर पर्सन इन अ सिंगल डे, देन that will be considered as your actual cost. So, a quick revision, it says what? Any expenditure for acquisition of any asset or part thereof, if the payment is made to a person in a single day, which exceeds more than 10,000 rupees, and if it is not made by account pay check or your account pay bank draft or ECS, then this expenditure shall not form a part of actual cost, right? So, it means what? Electronic system के थ्रू you have to make a transaction of more than 10,000. जहाँ पर भी wherever you need to make a transaction of more than 10,000 rupees, in those cases you have to do what? You have to you have to make transaction in online mode only, right? जिसका कोई record रहेगा, right? The main idea is that. Now, here again it says that what are the things which will form a part of your actual cost. It includes the salary or expenditure of guest house which is maintained by the staff, or any traveling cost. अगर आपको बहुत जगह, if you are traveling to many places in connection to your business, so that traveling cost, your vehicle cost and your general expenses, which is vehicle expenses and general expenses, which is relating to setting up of a plant, right, which is related to setting up of a plant, then in that case again that will also form a part of your actual cost, right. It includes what? Salaries, then your expenses incurred for your for maintenance of guest house, then traveling expenditure, then next is what? Your vehicle expenditure, and lastly your other general expenses. All these things, if incurred in connection to setting up of a plant, then in that case it will form a part of your actual cost, right. Now, the next thing says what? When it comes to administrative cost, administrative expenses, or your general overhead expenses, if they are made related to a specific project, then it will be included in the cost of that specific project, right? In the cost of that specific project. And here, when it comes to any general overhead expenses or administrative expenses related to a specific project, so it basically includes three things, right? The first is construction of a project. Any kind of construction work which is included in a involved in a project, so that will also form part of your actual cost. Then acquisition of a tangible fixed asset. If you are acquiring any tangible fixed asset, then that cost will also form a part of your actual cost. And lastly, bringing that tangible fixed asset into working condition, right, like installation cost or any other cost which is which is needed to make it ready to use, that will also come under your actual cost, when only when it is related to a specific project, right. The next point says, see, we all know that before doing the real production, before commencing the real production or manufacturing, everybody does a trial run, right? So any kind of expenses which are incurred during the trial run, so that will also form a part of your actual cost. But if you are making any kind of profit from the trial run, for example, in the trial run, we produced 200 units, okay? So, and we are selling those 200 units in the market. So whatever profit we are generating out of those 200 trial run units, so that will also be reduced from your actual cost. Expenses incurred on trial run will be added to the actual cost, and any kind of profit which is derived out of your trial run will be reduced from the actual cost, right? So this is the basic idea about your section 43 clause 1. And now onwards we will start studying all the explanations which are given to this section, right?